Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. I'll be so annoyed if Yellowstone's future undoes Kayce's Season 5 ending, so please don't, Taylor Sheridan. If Taylor Sheridan undid the youngest, 6th-generation Dutton's Yellowstone ending, it wouldn't serve Kayce's story or the epic saga. In the Yellowstone Season 5 finale, Kayce enacted his plan to sell the Dutton family's land to the Broken Rock tribe. As Kayce finalized the land deal with Thomas Rainwater and Mo Brings Plenty, Kayce proclaimed he was free. Kayce's freedom in Yellowstone was an exoneration for the character, who finally escaped the dangerous legacy the Dutton family had died protecting. While the Yellowstone screenwriter could undo Kayce's ending to continue Yellowstone, I sincerely hope he doesn't. During the outing, the Yellowstone Season 5 finale had a great ending for many characters, including Beth Dutton and Rip Wheeler, who moved onto a ranch in Dillon, Montana. The couple's story will continue in Beth and Rip's Yellowstone spin-off, but this sequel may complicate Kayce's happy ending. If Kayce's story continues, whether in Yellowstone Season 6 or another offshoot of the flagship series, it could be tempting to muddle Kayce's freedom, roping him back into the drama of his family's land and the fight that comes with maintaining it. While many found fault with the conclusion of Yellowstone Season 5, Episode 14, Kayce's ending was a great story that tied Sheridan's Yellowstone series to its prequels. A long list of deaths amassed protecting the Dutton Ranch marks the family tree with tragedy, but Kayce broke the curse by selling the land to Thomas Rainwater and the Broken Rock tribe. The decision freed Kayce from defending his family's legacy and followed through with his ancestor James Dutton's promise that the Dutton family would return the land to Montana's indigenous people in 7 generations. It looked like Yellowstone foreshadowed Kayce's death as he talked to Tate in the family graveyard. However, Kayce's stepping away from the ranch freed him from the cycle of death that plagued the Dutton family. Kayce's family had perished guarding their land for generations, including Lee Dutton's death in the Yellowstone premiere. With a background of studying American Indian representations in the media, I found Kayce's decision to restore the land to its indigenous stewards refreshing because it's an ending that Hollywood rarely gives us. While yes, we saw it coming, that was the point. Sheridan prophesied Yellowstone's ending in 1883. However, there are a few ways Kayce's story could continue after Yellowstone Season 5's ending, at least within the current landscape. If Beth and Rip's spin-off is forced to become Yellowstone Season 6 because of potential legal battles, then Kayce could rejoin his sister in continuing the flagship story. Alternatively, Kayce's story could continue alongside Thomas Rainwater and Mo Brings Plenty, either in a Yellowstone Season 6 that doesn't involve Beth and Rip, or in an offshoot of Yellowstone, focused on the Broken Rock tribe. Regardless of how his story continues, Kayce's re-emerging in Yellowstone could limit his newfound freedom. One way to continue Kayce's story alongside Beth and Rip requires the siblings to get thrust back into the Dutton family conflict. Likewise, if his story continues alongside the Broken Rock tribe, Kayce could be put back in the line of fire over the land. Regardless, Kayce's continuing story means he will likely be entangled in danger again, and I'm concerned that would undo his ending. At least if Kayce puts himself in danger for the sake of the people who now own the land, he will be fighting for something he fully believes in. One way to preserve Kayce's ending is to feature him in Beth and Rip's Yellowstone spin-off, with the characters focused on motivations outside their family's old battles. This setup would enable Kayce to be featured in Beth and Rip's story and even embroiled in a new conflict without relinquishing his freedom. Kayce's freedom doesn't mean that he's free from harm. It means he's free from risking his life for his family's land. For Kayce's story to continue satisfyingly, any fight he engages in must speak to his newfound sense of peace and steer clear of rehashing fleshed-out range wars. The best-case scenario could be for Kayce to feature in Beth and Rip's spin-off, rather than any other continuation, since a limited role would allow Kayce Dutton's story to continue without changing his status quo. Therefore, one possible storyline is that Kayce isn't a frequent player in Beth and Rip's story since Dillon, Montana, where Beth and Rip bought their ranch, is far from East Camp. Kayce's Season 5 ending was a cathartic closing for many fans, so Taylor Sheridan, please don't undo the Yellowstone finale. The worst-case scenario would be Kayce finding himself entangled in his family's
has
captivated audiences with its intricate blend of drama, family dynamics, and high-stakes action. But as we near the end of its 5th season, there's one storyline that has left me, like many fans, feeling both conflicted and hopeful: Kayce Dutton's arc. The deep emotional journey of Kayce has been one of the most poignant and powerful aspects of the show. And yet, as the final season looms on the horizon, I find myself torn. Please, Taylor Sheridan, don't undo what you've so carefully built for Kayce's character, because if you do, I'll be so annoyed. Here's why. When we first met Kayce Dutton, he was a war veteran with a complicated past, struggling to reconcile the brutalities of his service with the stark reality of the family ranch. At his core, Kayce was a good man, a man who was deeply loyal to his family but simultaneously torn by his need to find peace within himself. Over the years, we watched as Kayce wrestled with his role on the ranch, his relationship with his father John Dutton, and his desire to build a life for his own family with Monica. Kayce's transformation throughout the seasons was subtle but profound. He went from a man hiding from his demons to someone who faced his trauma head-on, making the difficult decision to stop the cycle of violence that had haunted his family for generations. His development as a character felt organic and earned, and just when we thought we had a handle on who Kayce was, Season 5 came along and threw everything into turmoil. In the penultimate episodes of Season 5, Kayce's journey took a dramatic turn when he experienced a near-death experience and embarked on a spiritual vision quest. During this spiritual reckoning, he was forced to confront the deepest parts of himself, the darkness, the guilt, and the weight of his family's legacy. His vision was a powerful moment for the show, one that seemed to offer a sense of closure to Kayce's long-running internal struggle. It was a moment of epiphany, a chance for him to finally let go of his guilt and accept who he was meant to be. I think we all held our breath, waiting for the moment he would return, transformed and free of the emotional chains that had held him captive for so long. And that's why, as much as I love Yellowstone and trust Taylor Sheridan's ability to craft incredible stories, I'm incredibly worried about what might come next. If Kayce's character development is undone, if his epiphany is somehow reversed, I will be so incredibly frustrated. Kayce deserves a sense of closure, a resolution that acknowledges his personal growth. The show has spent years carefully laying the groundwork for this pivotal moment, and to erase it would feel like a disservice to his journey. What I fear most is that Sheridan might be tempted to undo Kayce's growth in favor of more conflict. After all, Yellowstone is a show that thrives on tension and the unpredictable twists of fate. But at what cost? Kayce's story is far more than just a plot device. It's a profound exploration of trauma, healing, and the complexities of father-son relationships. His journey from a broken man to one who has found a sense of peace is a powerful narrative. Undoing it would not only diminish his character, but also cheapen the emotional depth that the show has achieved over the years. I've already seen hints of this in the way the show has been navigating Kayce's relationship with his father John. While their bond has always been strained, there has been a sense of understanding between them in recent seasons. John, for all his flaws, has come to respect Kayce's choices, especially when Kayce chose to step away from the violent world of ranching to focus on his family. But if the show reverts to its old formula, casting Kayce back into conflict with John and the ranch, it would feel like a regression, an unnecessary setback that ignores the growth both characters have undergone. And let's not even get started on Monica. Kayce and Monica's relationship has been one of the most beautifully understated elements of Yellowstone. Their love story, though not without its hardships, has been a constant source of emotional resonance. Kayce's vision quest not only provided him with clarity about his own struggles, but also about his relationship with Monica and their son Tate. Kayce's decision to step away from the ranch and focus on his family was a powerful one. If the show undoes this by throwing him back into the chaotic world of the ranch, it risks making Monica's role in his life seem secondary. Their family deserves to be a central part of the show's emotional landscape, and I don't want to see that overshadowed by melodrama or unnecessary conflict.